What an amazing evening for a ride. It's absolutely gorgeous out. The sun is setting. Look at that. It doesn't get much better than that. Ah, magnifique. All right. So we're riding the 83 Honda Shadow, the VF750S that you saw yesterday. Got the bugs worked out, checked the tire pressures. The tires on this thing are really nice, and they didn't lose any pressure since whenever I filled them up before. I don't know when that was, but no problem. My leg does not feel like it's getting wet from the leaky gas, so I think we're good there. Let's take this bike on a little bit of twisties here. Unfortunately, we have other passengers on this road. As you can see, this bike likes to go. Right now, the clock is blinking since I put a new battery on. We can go ahead and set that, even though I don't know what time it is. It's after 7. Check my phone. My phone says 8:15. All right. So, set that clock. Thank you, 83 Honda, for thinking of me in 2022. All right, clock set. I got a full tank of gas. I don't even know how many miles I get on a full tank of gas. Let's see. Well, maybe I reset. I don't know. The battery would have reset that. I don't know. I'll have to work on that later. But this bike, it's kind of a standard setup. You get a little bit of a sport bike feel to it. Definitely not a cruiser. Even though you share the engine with the Magna, you also share the engine with the Interceptor with some tweaks. And I'll bring up the Interceptor from time to time. There is one at the shop, but that's kind of a back burner bike right now. It's going to need everything gone through until that's ready for play. But right now, like I said, I think I'm confident in this bike to take some. I don't have my gear on. And for anybody that notices I don't have gloves on, I'm sorry. I thought I had gloves in my van. And when I left, they weren't there, and I was heading out the door, and I did not go back in for another pair because I wanted to leave. So anyway, it's so nice out today. And we got a nice road to follow. And a fun bike to do it on. I don't have a lot of specs in my head right now for this motorcycle. And a lot of people would say it's ugly. But the fun of riding this thing and the comfort of it really overtake any of the issues with it not being super pretty. It's an 80s style Honda. I kind of like it. Oh, that birdie was flapping. Did that birdie get hit? That poor Robin. Anyway, I really kind of like this bike more than I thought. It's comfortable. You're not leaning too far forward. You're not leaning back. Your legs are under you, are straight under you. Too fast. Let's see if we can get too fast. I didn't see. It's just really fun to ride. It's peppy, and once I worked out the bugs on this thing, it really is quite nice. Do I have a horn? Huh, I have a horn. I didn't remember if this one had one or not. But a twist of the wrist in 5th gets you going. Downshifting pushes you faster. But look at that. That was only a little bit of throttle, and she's willing to go in 5th gear. We still have overdrive. 6th gear, guys, 6th gear. I know I talk about it all the time. I had the 94 Magna out the other day on the highway, and guys, as much as I like a 6th gear, it was super comfortable in 5th. The gearing ratios are different. It's okay. It did fine. It did great. I was happy with it. It was comfortable for 2 up. My girlfriend and I were riding, and we were very happy with the ride, except I'm burning out a fuse still on that bike, so I have stuff in my pocket to see if I can fix that. But I left that down at her house. I always have a bike wherever I need it to be. Yeah, so this bike is a blast to ride. The real main thing I wanted to come on here and talk about today is I want you guys to get to know your motorcycles. And I do this in every vehicle that I own, every vehicle that I drive. I'll get to know a vehicle, especially motorcycles, because I fix them. You really want to get to know a baseline so you can tell that you have an issue before it becomes a problem. That's my main thing. I want to know a vehicle so well that if something's off, I know before it becomes a bigger issue. Like if I'm going to be accelerating and it's not doing what it normally does, that tells me there's a fuel delivery issue or there's something going on that I need to address. If I feel any little vibration that wasn't there before, I want to know, because that could be a brake catching, that could be a steering bearing going bad, that could be a tire going flat, it could be any number of things, but you have to catch it before it becomes a problem and you're in danger. Some of you, if you're like me, buy motorcycles that need work. So obviously you're going to be getting a bike that you're going to be going through everything and making sure that it's right. But once you get it riding, you need to be able to identify what might be wrong yet to make it safe or to make it run right. That's where I'm getting at. I want you guys to be knowledgeable enough about what you're riding. Maybe you're not going to fix it yourself, but you know, okay, it's time to take it to the shop, or it's time to look at this. Like if I'm riding along and I have another bike that I need to talk to you about, but I've been riding it and it's doing everything it's supposed to do, yet when I'm using the accelerator, when I'm trying to go, it doesn't seem like it's going as fast as it should be. It feels like it's lagging behind, like it's just not all there. And like I said, I'll show you that bike, but I come to find out that the rear brake must be dragging. It must not be releasing fully. It's a disc brake on the rear. At first I thought maybe one of the front brakes was dragging because I've been having so many problems with disc brakes. But when I got off the bike, I checked both of those rotors and they were both cool. I checked the rotor on the rear and it was hot, guys. It was hot. And that tells me to do a maintenance and a cleaning on that rear caliper before it decides to lock up on me and either the bike, now it's not as bad on the rear because it'll basically just slow you down and you won't be going anywhere, but it's bad enough that you won't be getting home till that thing locks up. And I know what I would do. I'd probably rip it off and drive home. But to most of you guys, or some of you guys, that's going to leave you stranded. And I personally don't want to hear about those problems. I was able to get it home. I could probably still ride it, But before I take that bike out again, I will be doing a maintenance on that brake, because before too long, it's just gonna sit there and it's gonna wear down the pads to nothing, and then it's gonna grind into the disc. But I already know that that's an issue that I need to take care of. So yeah, that's the main thing I want to talk to you guys today about. Like, if you feel vibration, at first you're gonna think, oh, tire's going flat. Well, it could be, but you're probably gonna know that pretty quick. Second thing you might find out is, oh, brake is dragging. It just, sometimes you can get on a hill, and if you go to a hill and you're not drifting backwards, your brake's probably dragging. It's probably more than dragging if you're not getting. That's what happened on the moped. I didn't post anything from that trip yet, but the moped, I found out I just felt like I wasn't going anywhere unless I really used the throttle, and it would come to a stop a lot quicker than I thought it should. So come to find out, the front brake was dragging, it was locking up, and I just pulled the brake off and rode it the rest of the way without the front brake on it. And that's not safe, but on the moped it only goes 30 miles per hour. It's not that big a deal. So I rode it as is, and it was a blast and a lot of fun, and I'll have to maintenance the brake caliper on the 50cc scooter. So anyway, this bike seems to be doing what it needs to do. I'm super happy with it. I'm not getting weird vibrations. You're gonna feel the road, especially on this one. It's set up for more sport touring. I think some of my other bikes you're not gonna feel all the bumps that you feel on this one, but I can tell it's just normal road bumps. It's not doing anything funky that I can tell right now. If I let off the gas, I'm not slowing down super fast. Feels comfortable at speed. The bars aren't shaking at all. If these bars were vibrating, I might have an issue. I forget, does this thing have... Yep, we got dual brakes on the front, and then I think this, I could be wrong, but I think it has a drum rear brake. Yeah, I think only the 1100 Sabre has the disc on the rear. Yeah, pretty sure. So 83 Sabre V45, dual-sided front brakes. They have 2 pistons in each side, and then the rear is a drum brake. Hydraulic clutch also, and then this somewhat digital dash that looks super futuristic, guys. Gotta love that. Alright, you've probably had enough of me tonight. I'll let you guys go, and like and subscribe. If you followed me long enough, you know what I do. If not, go check out some of my other videos. Decide if you like me, if you like what I do, and drop me a like and a subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Get out and ride.